Good morning, respected employers, my HR fraternities, colleagues and friends, cross-functional colleagues and friends. In my last video, I have shared something about retention as a challenge, paradigms of retention, tactics of retention, tools and measures of retention, so on and so forth. Today I am going to talk about employee turnover, or otherwise in a micro sense it is called attrition. But to me, turnover is a better term in wider sense because it covers the entire set of separation in the process of retirement, death, and leftovers. Before I go into the depth of it, I want to recall or recap the cycle of acquisition, retention, attrition, or turnover. The turnover route may also start from acquisition level, grows up during the retention level, and finally gives the result of attrition. So this cycle is a vicious cycle in the organization and continues to happen and will continue to happen in different degree, in different percentage, depending on industry to industry, size of the industry, culture of the industry, environment of the industry, leadership of the industry, uh, climate in the industry, so on and so forth are working together in the process. So attrition or turnover, whatever we call, is very much essential to keep in control. If attrition level is high or turnover level is high, then there is a problem for the organization in terms of credibility, because every employer looks for good people to come, talented people to come, and they want to retain them. But if that goes wrong, that not only costs financially in terms of productivity and so on and so forth. I am coming to this little bit later, but it mainly at organization level as a whole or employer level as a whole, it affects the employer brand level in the market, employer choice level in the market, employer goodwill level in the market. Both are, all these three can be treated complementary to one another or the same thing of different language. But what are the challenges of attrition or turnover? Challenges of attrition starts very early before the actual attrition happens, because no individual can take a chance of getting separated unless something otherwise happened, which is emergent either for the industry, for the organization, or for the individual also. Normally the process starts not less than 6 months to 1 year before the actual attrition happens, and during this period gap, or during this phase, employee concerned tries to or gets influenced for one reason or the other to think of leaving the company and starts looking for other jobs elsewhere. So the moment it happens, there is a big role for the HR fraternity, more particularly respective bosses and leaders, more and more particularly, and top management of course partially, because boss is the first man who understands the psyche, behavior, the way of working, communication of the employee, pattern of communication, style of communication, responsiveness, so on and so forth, are first comes to the boss's knowledge, and he can better understand the mindset of the individual, whether he is going to retain or whether he is going to look for leaving out. Many a times it also happens juniors share their concern to the bosses, giving logic also for going out, but even then, many a times bosses remain silent on that, or non-reactive on that, or non-proactive on that. That's the biggest issue. And in that, HR comes into the role to continuously monitor, continuously take feedback, continues to try to understand, and continues to try to read the mindset, attitude, aptitude, communication, behavioral dimensions of the individuals, to understand the inner sense of the individual going on in his mind and in his thought process. Another factor is one attrition can call for quite a few other attritions as well, because it's a very contagious disease. If a marketing boss goes out, many organizations have been experiencing that entire team of marketing has gone. In production as well, it happens many a times. In every department, it happens many a times that if boss goes, boss takes out others as well. If a peer goes, peer also takes care of other peers to go out. This is a very big challenging syndrome in the organization happening day in, day out. And top management and HR fraternity, as also the boss cross-functional fraternity, has a big role on this to analyze, understand, to take care of. If attrition level is to be arrested, then the organization has to set certain dimensions and parameters of action which will be continuous in nature to arrest. It can be arrested at the level of zero. Never it happens. Attrition will be there, will continue to be there forever. For one reason or the other, nobody can make it zero. But to reduce it, lot of efforts, lot of drives are to be given by the organization in a very meticulous way. Otherwise, it is going to be a cost. So attrition can be calculated. How? Number of attrition multiplied by 100 divided by actual employee on a given date plus newly joined employees on a given date divided by 100. It's a very simple formula for calculating attrition. Now, having said and having given a lot of importance to attrition and management challenges to restrict the attrition or to reduce the attrition level, there are very many action dimensions has to be taken, as I said earlier. Otherwise, the cost is there. What are the cost? Cost of vacant position, because every vacant position suffers or attracts the productivity level, either directly or indirectly, whatever, but vacant position has its own cost. Second question is cost involved in terms of time as also cost during the acquisition process. Third factor is even if the acquisition is done, induction and orientation again is a cost in terms of salary or compensation paid to the newcomers who are going to take 3 to 6 months to start giving appropriate level of productivity, and till that time it is a cost to the company of different degree. Third is productivity ramp up is also a very big factor, because no organization likes to keep more manpower or stepney manpower. In one word, I would say it is better to keep one less in the manpower planning, but overmanning is a dangerous. And ideally, in organization, cross-functional fraternities are very much happy to have higher number of employees with a thought that they will be comfortable. But the answer is no. No, for them also, for the organization also, it is only a cost, and it will also cause lot of other difficulties in terms of the organization's other variables, which I am not going to talk here now. So all these costs are costs. Now, if we multiplied by the employee lost by 12, we can identify what is the total loss financially to the company, and these can be measured when we study the organizational effectiveness, and this comes in terms of percentage or in terms of ratio. So the challenge before the organization at macro level is to build or to create employer brand, or to be a employer of choice, or to build employer goodwill. If that has been the benchmark target or scorecard target, and that target is attempted to fulfill in letter and spirit, devising all the method, tools and tackles, then it is possible to reduce, cannot be zeroed out. Another factor is, in many organizations there is a practice of exit interviews. Yes, it is necessary, it is essential, it is very vital. But if it goes in a mechanical way with a format to fill in as a customary process for the full and final settlement of that employee, or to understand something about why he is going, but major challenge remains, or the fallacy remains, whether the employees tell the truth during the exit interview. To my mind, it is 85 to 90% goes in a negative way, because no employee wants to blame the employer upfront. For that, honest review or honest feedback in the exit interview, the organization should, or the HR fraternity should, hire external agency, whether advisor, consultant, or even an HR expert or HR fraternity from other industries to know the truth. It also many times happens, whether HR or other fraternities or the boss does not want anybody to tell the truth, because they will be exposed. That's a fallacy, that's a reality. Please don't mind my language, and but it is reality and it happens. So my sincere suggestion to organization, in order to build employer brand or to be employer of choice, be catalytic, be meticulous, be serious, be focused, and be very dedicated to address the issue of attrition, ins and outs, with a very measured way, and that may pay out in the organization and to the organization in future days. Having said that, I am concluding this video communication right now, but I have given some more description in the description box with my contact numbers as well. Hopefully, I have and I could have given some food for thought for the employers, my HR fraternity friends and colleagues, as also cross-functional colleagues, to understand, to appreciate, to evaluate, to judge, to materialize, to make an effective way of handling attrition, measuring attrition, and reducing attrition. Thank you. Thank you very much.